Hello guys, welcome back once again to Sementia Farms, and as usual my name is Fred. Today we're going to be talking about battery cage system, and I know most of you have all kinds of perception about why is Fred going to battery cage system. It's so inhuman, like are you crazy? This is so whatever. All of you have opinions about battery cage system, and today I'm going to tell you honest truth of why I've decided to move from deep litter system into battery cage system, no matter what you think. So stay tuned if you really want to get a clear reason why I'm going into battery cage system. And maybe you might have a second opinion about me, that I definitely actually do care more about human than birds. So stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back, and I'm glad you stayed because this is a topic that I really want to discuss with you guys. It seems like for the first time we are having two sides, and I don't want to divide the family. I want us to be together. So I want to put this analogy beside you guys. Guys, I know most of you don't like the idea of battery cage system, and some of you have even said when I go to the shop to buy, I'm actually looking at eggs that came from deep litter system or free range versus eggs that actually came from battery cage system. And mostly, yeah, I will pay more for the free range system. All those sounds good and great, but yeah, the truth is it doesn't exist in the country that I am, and it doesn't exist in my community. No matter where your egg came from, people will buy. So from a business sense of things, that doesn't matter here. I'll put that aside because I'm not just doing this because of business. I'm also doing this out of passion, out of love, and the enjoyment that I have. I'm definitely not going to do something just because it makes business sense. But again, what is the fun in it if what I'm doing doesn't really entertain me? So I'm not going to focus there, but I'm going to come to the realistic of it. Have you ever thought about when you have 5,000 birds? How many drinkers do you have in the 5,000 birds pen? So every pen that you see at my back here actually has 1,000 birds. And for the 1,000 birds, we have over 20 drinkers. What does that mean? 20 feeders and drinkers. That means that in a day, somebody has to go into that pen with waters and change that water and pour new ones in and hang it for the birds to drink. So if we have 5 pen, then we're actually doing about 100 of these things. And for how many times? We change water 4 times, guys. 4 times. So I know most of you are talking about how cruel it is, how inhuman it is to have birds in a cage. But if I look at my battery cage, I don't see the birds like struggling and not being able to move. Even to the extent that we have 3 birds in the cage and they are still able to move around. Their production hasn't increased, hasn't decreased. We haven't had any loss. Water is flowing. Food is always available. But I know that, yes, they are restricted. They are not flying. They are not jumping around. But guys, that versus a human being that has to go there and literally do this 100 drinkers, change water 4 times a day. That's 400. Imagine if you are the one doing that. You know, my mom told me something last weekend and says that he's been struggling to get laborers to go to his farm. And he says, hey, nowadays there are no laborers. The boys says they are doing computer, and those who are not doing computer have gone to school. And it kept me thinking to say, where is the future then, you know, for this agriculture if they keep on doing things the same way they're doing it? And I was telling him, that is why we need to advocate for more mechanized farming and so on. Because the truth is, 5 to 10 years to come, you're not going to have any laborers. Thanks to the government, there is free education now. Everybody is going to school. Therefore, who is going to hold that machete and go and clear your farm for you. No. So what is going to happen? That production is going to decrease because fewer people are going to farm, and they can't actually farm on a larger scale because just their strength alone will not be able to do it. So what is going to happen to us? Are we going to eat or not? And that's the question I'm asking you. So if your answer is still yes, we are going to eat, then the question is, are we going to take our kids from school to come and change waters and to come and change feeders for the poultry? Or are we going to come with a mechanized way to do it? So what is the future of it? Maybe we should rather say we don't want to eat eggs, because free range versus battery cage eggs, I mean, you know, so I think my point here is I'm not doing battery cage because I love to restrain birds and not let them fly away or so on. But the issue is that the human resources, the pain that Alangwa and the guys are going through here every single day, carrying water and feeding them and so on, guys, it's not the best way. And there will be time you won't have anybody to do it. Hence, the future of our poultry farm will be gone. So guys, that is the reason why I'm going into battery cage system, to save actual people who have a long span life, that are people like me that I need to prioritize than the happiness of chickens that are going to have a very short lifespan. And that is my argument. I know you will have a different perception. You might have your own argument, but trust me, if you've been on the field and actually carry water and change this, your waist, your spinal cord, by the end of the day, I bet you will not blink an eye when you see a chicken in a battery cage system. And I'm just not going to sit here and tell you. I'm going to take you to the farm, speak to the guys, show you some of the things that they are doing so that you can testify if you will be able to do that work, or you rather have a chicken in a cage. Let's go there. As we always bring you the experience, let's go and have some chat with Alangwa about his experience for working at the farm almost a year now. And then let's see. As I said, we want to get the truth from the horse's own mouth. So today I have Alangwa here, I have Kujo here, who are actually on the field every single day as I travel doing the work, right? So we want to speak to them and tell us how this thing works. And then I'm going to break it down. And I want you guys to really analyze this and put yourself in their shoes and what is happening down here. Alangwa, let's say. Kujo, let's say. Say them kind. And then you become a Juma Muya or Farm. And see, Alangwa, portrait may say, what woman feel me?
I may cover 2 years.
Hey, could you swear?
I cover 6 months.
Could you so 6 months? Okay, could you? Yeah, starting through her. About Alangwa. Could you? What you manage saying? Oh, farm.
Sampacho, my man said, Mesham one more when you're paying the every day now, and Swanum, I am free.
Hey, now, so near Diana, me boy.
Or my yarn, so I'm messing a moment.
Okay, the Emerald and so near Diana. So, how many times now? Or more moons?
4 times a day.
4 times a day. Do Solano pass and see more moons.
Miss Soriano Pana, my mom would be an area, my mom would be an area. Me start semi being soon, and to me being soon, and my baby drinkers, no sooner my she a woman, son, my pajana, my book, I should assist you no more, my free.
No, my free. I want no idea, I won't get free. I demand a mood to say, come what's up, say.
I demand and easy. God, the way I'm one busy, I'm no a day. What times a day? Obviously, sense you by Diana, them fancy 2 times a day. Into another, fancy another year, had Sabine sooner and easy.
Say, I'm here walking me through to say, we are ready, some more common swat. Say, dear Nidia Namoya.
Say, in your tells her, me come on, Musua, me form more do. The medical side do not good to an nama mix it. Maybe to no good, I don't now mix it as I'm the Rabburma, Jacomom.
See, oh, you go to one, dear and to us, send out CD call.
To an amusement, 20 liters. The 20 liters, no,
Mesa adoni bia me stand the good. And some abunsu na good.
Two bunsu na o de call buonum.
Me de ko buonu.
To the kodru buonuma. Na why you say?
Me de buonu ma na ma bie drinkers na so. Bie drinkers na so me hwie guma na ma kata so. Ana buo bia so drinkers 11 na wo. Ti ma bia sa anto say omunya benya nso ne bia no.
Which is about for 4 times in the day.
4 times
in a day. Now they are warm. Oh, okay. Now what you know? Say, obi person couple trim, or see person me poultry. Me sure the never be brave or how on Jane home. With him say a man in the city. When I'm more so that more year man. A man is in the city. Cannot crow woman no be or OT be no. Who say 40 a man yellow go see as I no cry. Keke. See no crow cannot be a team.
What to man there? Unya be urama. Even that beer obajan de from. That beer obajan at the from. Ojunya jeno mbedi. Kwan on be faso a omo da beer omo be den. That beer wo problem. That beer wo problem.
Alangwa is a man of few words. He say every day you have a problem. I'm sorry guys that I'm not translating. I really wanted them to speak out of the experience, because I've said a lot of the things that they're saying prior to this interview with them, and that's why I'm allowing them to speak for themselves, right? Because they are the ones who are carrying the water, the food all the time, right? So even taking a step back of the preparation of the food, how they mix the food all day, and then after that carrying it and then fetching it and putting it in their feeder, going to fetch water, carry 2 buckets there, and then changing the drinkers. When I see Kujo flipping it all the way, it takes a lot of strength. Is this the way forward? Isn't this the traditional way? So shouldn't we be pushing or be pursuing a new model so that we can save all this stress and all this hassle that these gentlemen have to go through each and every day? And can we scale with this? Because now we have 5,000 birds. If you want to have 10,000 birds, what is the solution? Do we then go bring in more people and they're going to just suffer just like these gentlemen are suffering? And that's why we have decided to move from deep litter system and go into the battery cage system. That is not just it. You know, once the birds start laying, picking of eggs becomes another side, another additional business or task to what they normally do. Changing of water, feeding them, taking away the sawdust and replacing it with new ones. And then fourth one is when they start laying, picking eggs. That alone is not easy, guys. So to me, I'm not even going to go about the economics of or efficiency and so on of battery cage versus deep litter. You can watch that video everywhere. But what I'm more worried and concerned about is the pain that actual human beings have to go through to put egg on your table. And if you've been through that, if you want to come and practice it, feel free, contact me. I will let you come and experience that for a day. And after that, you will definitely find out that that is rather inhuman. Most of you have poultry farm, but you don't stay in the farm. You don't do this work. You bring people in to do it, and you sit at your homes and so on, right? If you're here and you're going through it, just like I did all throughout the COVID period, guys, you will definitely feel the pain and wouldn't think second about going into battery cage. So guys, I know we are all allowed to have our opinion and own views. All of them are welcome, right in the comment. But this is why I've decided to go into battery cage, and I hope you're on board. If not, then please share your opinion as well. Thank you guys, and stay blessed.